Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Blair and today's video is really fun. I came up with this video idea a few days ago and I've been looking forward to sitting down and doing this. I wanted to do my makeup like I would do it if I were getting married today. And I did not do my own wedding makeup. I had it done, and at the time that just kind of seemed like the right thing to do, but looking back now I really wish I had done it myself. And I just wanted to sit down and create the makeup that I would do today on myself. So if you're interested in this makeup and a little background on my wedding and what I would change, keep watching and let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna do my eyeshadow first, but I want to do my skin prep on camera as well because that's definitely really important. So I'm going to go in with my Skyn Iceland Pre and Probiotic cream. When I use this, my skin has it's not a dewiness to it, but it just has a certain sheen to it. It's hard to explain. The finish of my skin looks different for some reason when I use this cream, different than most moisturizers. I learned about this from Kellyanne on Instagram, but I don't ever hear anyone talk about this, but this is so good. It's so similar to Magic Cream by Charlotte Tilbury. It's just not it's not scented at all, which I love. And then, I have to put on, oh no, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Honestly, I don't even remember what I put on for skincare on my wedding day under my makeup. I can't even remember. I don't even know. And then I'm just gonna take some lip balm. This is the Summer Fridays one. I don't know if you can see, but my face just has a sheen to it, in a good way. I don't know how to explain it. It looks like I've had a facial or something and my skin is just glowing. But I'm telling you, it's from this cream. I don't know why, but this works really well, especially under makeup. Okay, and then I'm gonna use my Colorescience Sunforgettable sunscreen. I also don't remember what sunscreen I used. Honestly, I don't even remember if I used a sunscreen. I hope I did, but I really can't remember. Okay, we're gonna do the eyes first, like I said, and we'll do brows first because I feel like I need the brows to be able to do my eyeshadow. So what I would do now is totally different than what my wedding day eyebrows were like. So I'm pretty sure she used just powders on me, brow powders, which is fine. I mean, my brows are a good color and everything, but if I were doing them, I would 100% be using my brow wax from Patrick Ta. So that's what we're gonna use. So I'm gonna slide over. I'm gonna put my picture, the best one I can find of my wedding makeup, up on the screen here. So you can hopefully kind of see. My brows were just basic. I'm pretty sure all she did was use a little bit of a brow powder and that's it, which I never use powder in my brows. Now, I don't know why, I just always use either a brow gel or a pencil. I guess maybe using brow powder is more of a classic wedding makeup thing to do, but honestly, I can't really ever see myself not liking more of the natural fluffy brow look. Okay, and now I'm just going to very lightly fill them in. I feel like using an eye powder or a brow powder like I did before, you've kind of, I don't know, I feel like when you brush your brows up, and not that you have to do the extreme fluffy brow look, but I feel like if you don't brush them up at all and you just powder them in, I feel like you kind of look like you have less brow than you actually do. For me, I have decently fluffy brows, like on their own, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like I don't have that much brow hair at all, which I don't love. I don't know. I guess it's just personal preference, but I definitely prefer more of a natural, fluffy looking eyebrow. Now for the eyes, you guys, I have thought and thought and thought and thought and thought about what eye palette I would use right now if I had to do my own wedding makeup, and there's two that really stood out to me, and they are the Sigma Ambiance palette. So this is pretty new. Oops, this is pretty new to me. This is what it looks like. I've done a video with this already, but I just feel like these are the prettiest colors. Definitely a little more on the warm side, but to me, not too warm. You have some shimmers and mattes. I just think this is such a pretty palette. And then the other one that my mind kept going to over and over was the Patrick Ta one, because again, I just love these colors. And with this, I love that you get your creams in here as well. So I'm still sitting here thinking, I'm not sure what. I honestly might use a little bit of both. I don't remember much about like a certain palette that she used on me or anything. I know she used a lot of individual lashes, which I am gonna do. I would still do that to this day. I'm looking at a picture up close. Let me see if I can hold this up and you can see. So that's like an up close kind of picture of my eye makeup. It was pretty simple. I do remember it being a little more on the cool tone side, like it was a little more grayish in the outer corner. There wasn't much warmth to it, which I like cool tones, but I would say if I had to choose, I don't know that I would have gone all cool on my eyes, just because I feel like I have some warmth in my hair. My skin tone is definitely more neutral to warm, and I don't know, I feel like I would have done something a little more on the warm side. So something that really sticks out to me, and I'll try to put this up on the screen too, is you can't really see much eyeshadow on my eyes. Like you can see that something is there, but it's because my eyes are hooded. And a lot of the shadow when I open my eyes is hidden. Like I feel like it should have been brought up a little bit more, so when my eyes were open, you could actually see it. All I really see is my lashes, which are fine. I like that look too, but anyway, I would definitely go more warm, and I would bring the shadow up a little bit farther so you could see it more. We're gonna do NARS eye primer. I think, if I remember correctly, she used the Urban Decay primer potion on me. I don't have that anymore. I used to have it. But I do remember I was never super crazy about that eye primer. I prefer one that has a little bit of tint to it like this one does. So we will blend this in. For the eyes, what should we do? Okay, yeah, so I'm thinking we're just gonna use a little bit of both because I like both, and there are shades I like from both palettes. I'm gonna go in with the Ambiance palette first, and I'm gonna go in with the cream shade up here called Days. This is a shade that I think is kind of missing in the Patrick Ta palette. They have a transition shade, but not really like an all over lid shade for me like this one. So I'm just gonna put this all over my eye. Going in with the Patrick Ta palette, I'm going to use the transition shade and bring this above my crease. I definitely remember when she was doing my eyeshadow, my eyes were closed the whole time, which is probably why when I open them you can't see anything, because if you do that, especially if you have more of a hooded eye, you're not going to be able to see most of your shadow when you open. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with Basque and Daylily. So I'm gonna mix these two from the Ambiance palette, and we're gonna put these in the outer corner and start to blend just slightly into the crease area. It's so funny how much you change in just a few years. I am 28 now. I was, let's see, I'll be 29 in September. So I was 24 when I got married, and I'm 28 now. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that if I got married again today, I would pretty much do everything differently. There is not much that I would keep the same except my husband. That is about it. Pretty much everything else I would change, including my dress. So I'll pop a picture up on the screen where you can see my dress a little bit better. It was beautiful, but it was a princess dress. It was the big ball gown. It had like the sequined corset bodice, which I've talked about this a little bit on my channel before, but I used to be, when I was younger, I was very, like for years, very into sparkle and sequins, and just, I wanted everything with a lot of bling. That was just what I liked. And now I like the most simple, like the most simple things. I don't wear things with like sequins or anything anymore. Like I wear very basic neutrals, and just, I don't know, I've just changed a lot. But there was a time in my life when I loved everything to be very sparkly and glittery, and it's just not my thing anymore. But it's so funny how you change. So something else that I would totally do differently now is I didn't have much shimmer on my eyes for my makeup either. And I know typically matte shades are kind of like the classic thing, I guess. I definitely have a little bit of sparkle because I can see it like right in the center, but not very much. And I like when I do like glammy kind of makeup, I like sparkle. So I would have done more for sure. I am going to go in with the shade Firefly in the Ambiance palette. This is a golden shimmer, and I am going to take this and put this on the outer half of my eyelid. So I have something else I want to use in the inner part. That's something I've kind of been doing differently lately. I used to do all of my like crease colors and outer corner colors and then last do the shimmer on the lid, but I've kind of been switching that up lately and doing a little bit of the crease shades, then the shimmer, and then adding the darkness after the shimmer. I don't know why, but that's just kind of what I've been doing lately. Okay, so in my picture, like I was saying, my outer corner was definitely more on the smoky grayish side, but I would definitely choose like a dark brown now. Or, okay, I'm gonna mix two shades from the Ambiance palette. I'm gonna take the brown, I'm gonna take the dark brown and this dark purple. It's like a really dark plum. I'm gonna take a little bit of both of those. The plum is called Sunspot, and then the brown is Enrich. We're gonna add these to the outer corner. I feel like mixing the two will kind of give me a little bit of both. So I get a little bit of that purple tone, but not too much, and the brown will kind of balance it out a little bit. I've actually only ever had my makeup done twice, and it was for my wedding, and then for one of my friend's weddings. I was in her wedding and I had my hair and makeup done there, and that makeup was even worse, to be honest. I did not like that at all. Looking back now, I will never have someone else do my makeup again. it's just, I don't know. I'm just not gonna be the person that's okay with someone else doing it. I have my own ideas about things, and I don't know. I guess I just haven't had the right person do it. At the time, I was into makeup. Like, I was definitely into like the YouTube makeup world, but not like I am now. Like, I had not started my YouTube channel then, and I guess I wasn't at a place where I felt confident enough in makeup to feel like I could do my makeup myself, which I guess is why I didn't even consider doing my own makeup. But now I wouldn't even consider letting someone else do it. Then I'm going to go back into the Patrick Ta palette, and we're going to take the transition shade again, but we're going to mix it with a little bit of this warm brown that has a little bit of shimmer to it. And I'm going to do a little bit of both of those and go over the edges up here and just kind of blend everything together. I'm going to clean up the sides a little bit later, but y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but I went and grabbed another palette because there is a specific shade that I really want to put in my inner lid space here, and there are similar shades in the Ambiance and the Patrick Ta, but they're not exactly it. But there is one shade that I love so much in the Tartelette and Bloom palette, and it's Funny Girl. It's this shade right here. It's like a true bright champagne, and I love this color. It's one of my probably one of my favorite eyeshadows of all time ever. Yeah, something about this particular shade I love. All right, now I'm gonna go back into the Patrick Ta palette one more time with the transition shade, and we will blend a little bit more. All right, that's all I'm gonna do on the eyes for right now. We'll come back later and finish them, and we'll do my individual lashes and everything. But let's move on to the face. Here's the greatest part about doing your eye makeup first. You can go in and very easily clean everything up. One more thing I want to do before we move on to the face is, yes, I am going to add a little more eye cream under my eyes because you do not want this area to get dry, especially if you're going to be applying a good bit of makeup and you want it to last and not look gross and cakey. You have to hydrate the area. You guys, I was thinking and thinking and thinking before I started filming this because I feel like she used a color corrector on me, but to be honest, I truly cannot remember. I cannot remember. I sure hope she did, because that is one thing that has not changed, is the fact that I have and always will have dark circles. One thing I do definitely remember is that my concealer under my eyes was definitely very, very bright. And I don't hate that, but I don't love that. I definitely prefer something that's closer to like my actual skin tone. We're going back to old, faithful Bobbi Brown today. So this is the shade Bisque. This is my tried and true, although I do love the new NARS one. If I were doing my wedding makeup, I think I would still go with this one, just because I've used it for a long time and I know that I really like it. But like, look how much of it, I haven't even blended anything yet, and it just makes the biggest difference. It blows me away every time. This just randomly reminded me, did you guys see that you can now get Bobbi Brown at Ulta? I think that like just happened. I saw it on the Ulta app the other day, but I love that because now I can use my Ulta points to buy this corrector. That makes me really, really happy. I'm gonna lightly tap this in. Yeah, I really wish I could remember more like specific details about what she did and didn't use on me. I think, to be honest, I wasn't even paying that much attention just because you just have so much else on your mind, you know, when you're getting married, that that day is like still kind of a blur to me when I think about it. It's been a minute since I used my Bobbi Brown corrector, so I'm just looking. The Bobbi Brown is so good. It still is. I know I love the NARS, the new NARS one, and I do, but I love Bobbi Brown. Moving on to foundation. Okay, this is something I put a lot of thought into, which one I would choose now. For my wedding makeup, she actually used Airbrush makeup on me, which is another thing. Not a fan. For me, I didn't like the coverage you got. I didn't love the finish. I don't know. I guess that's just a popular thing to do for weddings, but I don't know. I did not love it. So for my choice, personally, I picked two, but I think I know which one I'm going to choose of these two. And it's the Dior Backstage Face and Body or the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I love both of these. For wedding makeup, I think I would go with Dior just because it's a matte finish. It's more of a soft matte. This one definitely has a good bit of glow to it, which I love. But if I'm thinking about for wedding, like to last for a long time, and I personally got married outside, I feel like this is what I would go for right now. And then I can always add, you know, some glow later on. So I am going to go in with the Dior Backstage Face and Body. This is the shade 1.5 Neutral. Okay, so I'm going to start out with just that much. I will say this foundation has a very interesting smell to it. It's not like a bad smell, but it's just kind of an interesting smell. And you'll probably notice that I never apply primer. I'm just not a primer person. I think she applied a primer on me for my wedding, but I honestly don't really remember, but I probably would not use one today if I got married again. I just feel like your skincare could really be your primer unless you have like super, super oily skin. In that case, I can see where maybe a primer might be beneficial, but for me, I just feel like my skincare is my primer. This foundation, in my opinion, is a really perfect choice for wedding makeup, to be honest, because it's so lightweight, so it does not feel thick on your face. It is a matte finish that sets down, but it doesn't look dry. It's just a very soft looking matte foundation. It comes in a bunch of shades. I want to say it comes in like 40 or 50 shades. It's also buildable. So like if you want more coverage, which I'm going to go in and add some more, you can build it up because it's so thin. You don't have to worry about it getting thick and cakey, which is really nice. This is definitely the one I would go for if I did my own makeup. I just feel like this is the perfect, not too matte foundation, but matte enough for like long wear. For concealer, you probably know what I'm gonna pick. I have two of them. I might use a little bit of all of them. So I would definitely go with Hourglass, Vanish, and NARS Radiant Creamy. Probably gonna do Hourglass in the shade Cedar. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of NARS Madeleine in the middle. Now I'm gonna blend this in with, you guessed it, my Sigma F03 brush. I'm telling you guys, this brush is the best thing. I know I keep saying it, but I swear this is the best brush I have ever tried for concealer. Yeah, I'll put the picture back up on the screen. Like, one of the things that really sticks out to me when I look at pictures of my makeup are that my under eyes are very, very bright. Like, they almost look white in some pictures, and honestly it's probably because she felt like she had to add something super bright, because I literally did not sleep. I bet you I didn't sleep 30 minutes the night before my wedding, so I had some major darkness. But see how, I mean, this is definitely lightening under my eyes, but not as light as this, as it was for my wedding. I like this combo. These two, you know what, have I ever done NARS and Hourglass together? I don't know that I have. I'm not sure why, because these are my two favorites. But I really like that combo of colors together. The next thing that really sticks out to me when I look at pictures, my bronzer is like non-existent. My blush too, like you can hardly even see anything on my face. So that's something else that really sticks out to me. The first thing I definitely want to use is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. I feel like she just had a bronzer palette that she used, I want to say. But yeah, that's like one thing that really sticks out to me, is the fact that there is literally no trace of bronzer on my face that I can see, or really blush either. I'm gonna do one side at a time just to make sure I can blend this. So you guys will have to let me know, like, if you are married, you go back and look at your wedding makeup, and do you like it? Would you change it? I'm curious, because I can't be the only one that would change pretty much everything. The one thing I wouldn't change is I wore my hair halfway up and halfway down, and that I would not change. I like that on myself, like how I have it right now. So that I would totally keep the same, but pretty much everything else I would change. My dress, my makeup. In fact, I wouldn't even have a wedding at all, to be honest. I would elope. I would elope and go to Disney World. That's definitely what I would have done if I could go back. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you would change anything about your wedding. I totally would. Oh my gosh, this product, you guys, this is one of those products that is hyped up, but it's hyped like for a reason. It is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Every time I use this from Charlotte Tilbury, it blows me away, you guys. I think this is still out of stock, like everywhere. I sure hope they bring this back, because that is such a beautiful contour. Moving on to blush, because that in these pictures is non-existent. I don't know what happened there, but the blush that I love so much and I would use now is the Patrick Ta She's That Girl. And you have your cream and your powder. I don't think she used any cream products on me, like none that I remember. I would totally use cream blush now and then top it with powder. I'm gonna put some on my cheek and then use that same brush we used for the contour to blend. See? Why do I not have any blush? If you like pinks, I feel like this color is so pretty. If you were getting married, I love this. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the powder blush now, and we will just slightly go over that cream. Okay, my camera just ran out of memory and I didn't realize it, but what I was doing was applying the powder blush from Patrick Ta. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my Dior Backstage contour palette, and I'm gonna use the light contour in here. I'm just gonna like I'm barely touching my face, but I just want to add just a little bit of that. Now for some powder. I cannot remember what powder she used on me. I want to say it was the Laura Mercier translucent powder. For under my eyes, I'm going to use the Kosas Cloud Set powder. This has been like my go-to for under my eyes lately since I've tried it. I really like this one. And then I think for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless powder. This is the shade number 1. I'm going to apply a little bit under my bronzer and contour, and then some in the center of my face. Probably could have used this under my eyes also, but lately for some reason I really like the Kosas powder for under my eyes. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do for now. I may come back and add just a tiny bit of highlight at the end, but let's go ahead and move back to the eyes now. And I think, let me get my picture out again. I can't remember what I had. It looks like I had just a little bit of shadow on the outer part of my bottom lash line. So I'm gonna go in with the Patrick Ta palette, and I'm gonna use the transition shade, and I'm gonna put this on my bottom lash line. You know what, I think I might take a little bit of a shimmer, like a darker shimmer, just on the outer part. So I might take this shade right here, that's kind of a coppery shimmer from the Patrick Ta palette, and I'm just gonna put this like right in the outer part and kind of connect it up to the shadow on the top. Okay, this is the part that's making me nervous. So we are gonna do, she put a lot of individual lashes on me, which I do love, but I've only done that on myself a few times, and that is not something I'm super skilled at, but we are going to try it out. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with, of course, my Charlotte Tilbury eye powder pencil, and I'm gonna put this on my lash line and just get as close as I can, obviously. And I am gonna go a little bit further in than I typically would. Where is my trusty little BK Beauty brush? She definitely had eyeliner on me. It looks like it was black to me, or maybe it was brown. It just looks black because of the individual lashes. So I'm gonna try to do a tiny, tiny, tiny little wing, like not much at all. Like you can barely even see it, but that's really what I want. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. You can barely even tell I winged it out, but that's really what I like, is that really subtle, pretty wing. Now I'm gonna go in with the dark brown in the Patrick Ta palette and a little bit of a bigger angled brush, and I just want to kind of stamp over where we put that eye powder pencil. Honestly, now that I think about it, I don't even know. I probably could have done it now, looking back, could have done my makeup, but I don't know. I probably would have been so like anxious and nervous that I don't know if I even would have been able to do it myself. But then on the other hand, I think, you know what, doing my makeup might have calmed me because it seems to have that effect on me. So I don't know. Can't go back. You just have to move forward. Okay, so for the rest of, that's all I'm going to do for eyeshadow, I think. And I love this. I love this so much. I should have done my own makeup, you guys. Okay, now for the part I'm the most scared of. We're gonna go in with these. These are by Kiss, and they are the Look So Natural lashes. I learned about these also from Kellyanne on Instagram, and they come in 2 different lengths. So there are shorts and then mediums are down here. I really like the look of these trios. I'm just not very good at applying them, but we will give it our best shot. I went and got this little tiny pair of tweezers, and they're almost brand new, so they should not be dirty. The last time I tried to do this, I was using a pair of tweezers that were definitely not clean, and I think that was my first problem. So we'll try this. So this is one of the short ones. So I'm gonna try to do the shorts kind of towards the inner corner, I guess. Okay, that one looks okay. We'll keep going. Okay, I'm switching to these tweezers. Those I can't grip the lash well enough. Okay, so this is one of the medium lengths I'm gonna try to do. This is so difficult. Okay, I'm gonna try to do one more of the medium length. The hard part of these is that they're very wispy, and it's kind of hard to control like where the wisps are. I don't know. Or it's probably just me. I think that's as good as that eye's gonna get, and I don't really want to push it. I'm gonna work on this eye, and then we'll come back and finish up the makeup. Okay, I think I'm done. That was very, very stressful, but I think I did okay. There are a few of them I kind of had to finagle a little bit to try to make them look a little bit better, but I feel like that's not bad. The last thing I'm gonna do is take the dark brown again that we stamped on our lash line, and I'm just gonna kind of stamp a little bit of this over anywhere I feel like you could see a little bit of the lash band. I still need practice, but I feel like that's pretty good. All right, for some mascara, let's see, I don't guess it really matters. I just need something to kind of blend my natural lashes in with these. So I'm gonna use the Dior Show mascara. I feel like the last time I tried to use these lashes, I put mascara on first, maybe? I can't remember. And then for some lower lash mascara, I'm gonna use the MAC Extended Play. This is definitely much more of what I would go for. I mean, it's not that I didn't like this eye makeup. Let me scoot over so I can have room to insert my picture here, but I feel like this is just more of what I would go for. It's just, this was a little too cool toned for me, personally. Also, this necklace that I'm wearing is the same necklace that I wore for my wedding. This was my wedding present from Chris. So I still have this, obviously, and wear it. But last, we're gonna move on to the lips. The lip that I had that day was just a pinky, a rosy kind of pink color. Took me a minute to kind of decide what I would want to do today, but I think I'm gonna go in with this. This is Marc Jacobs Cream and Sugar. I do remember that my lip did not last very long on my wedding, because I remember looking at pictures pretty early on, and you can see it was like already wearing off. And for the lipstick, I have several that I love that I would probably be really happy with, but my all-time favorite, I have to say, is JK Magic from Charlotte Tilbury. This is just my perfect nude. I love it. Has a slight peachiness to it. So pretty. And then I know for a fact I would use this gloss on top. NARS Chelsea Girls. I have recently rediscovered this and now I cannot stop using this. Because I am definitely a gloss person. And then for a little bit of setting spray, I'll just use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush. Ooh, one more thing. I want to use just a little bit of highlight on my cheekbones. So I'm going to use the Dior highlighting palette, and I'm just going to mix these three. That is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was so much fun to sit down and film. I've been looking forward to sitting down and doing this. I'm kind of surprised that I think I got this the way I would do it on the first try. I kind of thought I might have to film this video a few times to get it right, but I gotta say I'm very happy with every single thing that I used, and I think they all worked really, really well together. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with anyone you think might like it or might like my other videos, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at simply.blair. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.
Sunday morning, waking up with you. We got no plans, we got nothing.